and welcome back. I figured I'd let you see, this is a art journal that I got a long time ago, and little by little I worked through it, and I've never done it. I think I've done some videos on some of the things that I made in here, but for the most part they're just like private things that I do. Alright, so on the first page I basically I loved this napkin. I fell in love with it, so I did it on the inside of my cover because they're just so cute. Look at these little birds. Are they not adorable? Look at them. But anyway, okay. So that was the first page. And then, see, I call it Buckiann's Mini Art Journal because it's small and quick. I do my art journaling in here. Just random drawings. It doesn't really mean anything. When I have extra time, when I was babysitting, when I used to nanny sit, if you want to call it, I used to watch this woman. She was 102 years old, so in between she would nap. After she was fed and everything, she would fall asleep in her chair watching her old movies on American movie classics, and I would just sit there next to her at the table and draw and do different things. So these are just different things. As you can see, some aren't even finished. I never finished it. I guess I wasn't in such a happy mood this day because she looks really sad. But I was going through a lot of stuff at the time, so it's probably why I drew that. I don't know why. This was just a picture out of that magazine that I liked. Had the pretty flowers. Sorry for getting glare. This is a picture I drew of my mother from when she was, I think she was 18 or 20 in this picture. And, you know, it came from a little picture that I drew it from, and I just put a piece of acetate over it because it is pencil. Although I did spray a fixative on it, I put this over it just in case. And in fact, yeah, see, I drew this in 2016. So, it's been a while. And then just some collages, pictures out of a magazine. I think this was from a card. I cut that out. I drew some balloons, some fancy printed paper, like that. More, the little Geico gecko. I just liked him, so I I cut him out and put him in here. And then I doodled this girl who I turned into a fairy. She reminded me of Della Reese, so I named her Della. Out of magazine paper, I made a flower, and I put, all her dreams would come true. And then I just doodled around the outer edge. Let's see something. I'm going to go a little bit further. Yeah. This, I haven't really done anything. I added this paper, but I didn't really glue this down because I had written on here, and under here were pictures. My son was in the hospital for a long time in a coma, and while he was in the coma I wrote some prayers in here, and on the other side I think I drew pictures. I had gotten a migraine where I lose my sight, but I see like weird triangular shapes that they're like geometric flashing neon triangles of bright green and purple. I know this sounds crazy. When I tell people this, they're like, what? But so I had drawn that over there, but that part I glued down. And I think basically because on this side I was really begging for my son to be okay, which didn't turn out okay. He did pass away after 2 months. So I was going to cover this, but I don't know what I'm doing with this yet. This page, I think I did a prompt from Martha from Maremi's Small Arts. I think I did this page and this page. And it's just, these are napkins, these are cutouts of butterflies. Background, I just glued different papers down, stamped and painted. I used watercolors, inks, and it says, "Happy in the garden if they were let to fly away." Okay, this is when I turned 56. I drew this butterfly. And when I turned 57, I was not too happy about that, I guess. I didn't finish it, but I was feeling very depressed that I was 57 and I lost my son, and the world just, you know, stinks sometimes. Some random doodles that I just didn't finish. I never finished that picture. This I had done, it was from a masterboard, and then it was this size, but I cut it in half and I made it into a pocket on this side. So I have a letter from my father I put on that side, and this is a letter from my cousin, and I put it in this side. It slides in. So I did that. Let's see, this is another girl I drew. Didn't really finish it. I'm thinking the yellow from here blended over and smeared onto this page. I don't know how I got that onto that, but anyway. Here's another picture I drew. I did some Zentangle designs. Now, when I did this picture, I didn't realize that the marker was going to go through the page and end up on this side. So I started to just draw on this side, but I didn't want to use any markers that would bleed through and ruin this side. So I haven't really finished this. I'm going to use just colored pencils, I believe. Just little girl over here. This is my nephew who got engaged, so I just put this in there. Another niece became a lawyer, so I did something like this, and then I made her a 3D version of this, and I used an actual Barbie doll, but then I painted over her. You couldn't really tell it was a Barbie doll, it just looked like the girl, but I did it just like this, and she stuck to the plaque. And it's all in bronze now. Let me see, anything else here? An eyeball. I see you. Random dancer, which I didn't like how her face came out, but because I used pen, I couldn't erase it. I'll probably just cover over that. More nieces and nephews for Christmas. A picture of an eye, half a face that I didn't finish. A funny story is, this was a magazine picture, and it was a picture of a girl, and I was going to use that side, but when I turned it around, I saw that this was what was on the other side. And I actually liked it better than the picture of the girl's face. And it had all trees in here, and like a starry night, and I did the city, but then the phrase is, she wanted to live in the country, so, because the nature is in her mind and in her profile, I guess. That's how I changed it. I don't know, she's got some flowers in her bun. Alright, now this picture. This side, I cut it out of a magazine, and I glued it in, and there's the vase. And then in the backgrounds, I just used all inks and distress inks, things like that, some paints. But then I continued it over to here, and these flowers I actually just painted just to match this side, which, I mean, you could tell it doesn't actually match exactly, obviously. But I painted these to match that side just so it went into the whole thing. And it says, life is full of beauty if you take the time to look. And what else? The typical saying, coffee, tea, or me. I don't know. Maybe I thought I was a stewardess on a plane. This was a peacock, but it was a picture of a peacock with the feathers down. So then I found a hydrangea bush that I fell in love with, and I used that and put the peacock there with the hydrangea bush instead. Instead of the peacock feathers, she opens up and has hydrangeas coming out. I don't know. And then on this side, I used a stamp, and what is it called? I used the powders. What do they call? Embossing. I used embossing powders. Different colors. You know it's funny, I don't know how I did that. I really don't. But I know I used the dryer and I heat set it. But how did I blend the colors? Wow. My mind is really going. I don't even know how I did that. But you can see it's glossy and they stick up. They're really shiny. Nice. And this was an idea for a book cover for a journal, which I haven't finished, but it's going to be all leather, and the page is going to be rolled up. I mean, the cover is going to be rolled up, and the pages are going to stick out, but not on this side. This would have to be on this side, because this is the side with the binding. So I'll do it on this side. And then down here I'm going to do more pages, but then I'm going to put like the tulle of her dress poking out over it, but you'll be able to see the pages through that, which I haven't done yet, but I will eventually. Actually, I could do this on this book. Huh. I might do that. I was just practicing calligraphy, and I started to take a course, and I did a little bit, and then I just never went back to it. This is half of a tiger face. My son had a tattoo of a tiger on his ribs, and I was just going to do that, and I didn't finish. I'm an Elvis fan, and I just realized that the word Elvis mixed around spells lives. It's the same letters. So Elvis will always live in my heart. Then I have a little puppy dog hanging in a stocking. It's supposed to be at Christmas time, obviously. I didn't finish coloring. I left it just black, red, and white because I liked how it looked. So that's why I didn't paint the tree green. I just left it white. Some tulips, which I didn't finish. I'll get to that eventually. I did a big, tall redwood tree. I don't really know what they look like because they're in California, and I live on the East Coast, so I haven't seen these trees for real. But I figured if you're at the bottom looking up, that's what it would probably look like. And that's it for this book. Okay, so hope you enjoyed that quick little glimpse into my life, and I hope you liked it, and I hope you come back and give me a like and subscribe, and that lets YouTube know to keep an eye on me, and that'll really help me out big time. So thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.